My name is Christian Loyau. I'm the Legal and Governance Director of ETSI. Patents, or patent, is a way of protecting your innovation, and it gives you a monopole. This monopole can be used in different ways. It can be used in a simple way where you are the only one enjoying your invention, but you can also allow others to use your invention, and it will then require a license. And this license has to be, of course, agreed between the parties. The technology is so elaborated that companies that are producing the technology want, of course, or they need to invest so much money that the return on investment can either be because they're successful with their products, of course, but also because they can grant licenses to implementers needing this technology. Companies need to have this return on investment, but on the other hand, also, as we're talking about standards, it has to be for the benefit of all, and therefore access to all is also needed. So the fine balance you need to have is the return on investment for the innovators, but also the access for the implementers. And this access for the implementers is, of course, for the benefits of the end users. What we're doing in ETSI, we're putting together a lot of different stakeholders or companies. I mean, it goes from carriers to vendors to universities to all type of businesses. Standards are very special in that way that you need to choose one technology for being able to connect. Well, an IPR policy is a policy that defines how the innovators inform the other members, but also the outside world, that they have some technology that is protected and that may be absolutely necessary for the standard. We call that essential. Because if you don't have a license, you cannot use that technology. The implementers also need to have access to that technology. So therefore, we have defined a policy which is balancing the rights of the innovators, but also the access of the innovators. And this is based on what we are calling a FRAND concept, which is fair, reasonable, and non-discriminatory. And it's up to the parties to find out how that concept has a reality when they are negotiating their license agreement. So that is the IPR policy. It defines the rules of how we propose and give access of the protected innovation. We are asking our members to declare what they believe to be essential for the standard. And we ask them to declare either their essential patents, that means the patents that are already granted, but also their essentials patent application. So it's in the process of being granted. And this is a self-declaration made by our members based on their best belief, of course. So those declarations are made to ETSI, And we are collecting them and storing them in a database which is publicly available. Once the member has declared its essential IPR, then he is committed to grant those IPRs on a fair, reasonable, and non-discriminatory basis. So we also ask the members to declare that in a timely fashion. The second issue is, of course, because it's a self-declaration system, that the essentiality may be difficult to assess compared to the standard or the technical specification. I don't think that standard organizations are equipped to assess the essentiality, and other bodies can do that. I have to say that our database in ETSI is an information tool. It's definitively not a licensing tool, and that has to be well understood. We're only collecting information, and it's up to both patent holders and implementers to find out which patents, which essential IPRs are needed, and what has to be the price. We are definitively not involved in all those commercial discussions. In case of disputes, we definitively believe that either courts or arbitration panels are the best geared to take care of those discussions. In my opinion, it's definitively not to the standardization organization to give some boundaries around what FRAND is or to give some advices. The first recommendation I will give is to understand our rules. Our rules are well balanced, they're placed for newcomers, so it's important not only to rush and say, okay, let's join ETSI. Understand our rules, they're available, they're publicly available, we're here to inform them. Once those newcomers have decided to join ETSI, and if they had some technology, protect it. It's worth to be protected. And it's worth to come with some protected technology also, because those newcomers could be the one that will be chosen with their technology, and that will be hugely beneficial for them. So that's also my recommendation. Protect your invention, protect your technology, and bring it also to ETSI. Well, now I will maybe put my cap as previous lawyer for an ICT company, because as I mentioned, ETSI is not involved in the commercial discussion. But what's important is that when you are in such situation, first of all, do your own due diligence, of course. Look at what your product is in line with the standards or the technical specification. And once that is done, of course, then you have a better knowledge if you need a license or not need a license. Having said that, it's also up to the patent owner to go and to see if others are using the technology. Once they're contacted by the patent owners, negotiate what they need to have, depending on their own business. Of course, if you are a small company and only producing some very limited devices entering into the standard, then you maybe not needing all those different patents that are declared in our database. benefit of joining a standard organization is that the technology that is developed under this organization become a global technology. Of course, the ETSI Technology is the best example. I mean, we started if we are taking the purely telco, started by the GSM, which was absolutely a success and a worldwide success. As of today, now we're talking about 5G, which is a technology which is developed and deployed over the whole world. So the benefit of joining standardization bodies is to have a technology. The fact that the technology is protected by patents is not a barrier for joining the organization. It's for the innovator a reward, of course. For the implementers, it's a benefit of accessing to the technology. So there is real benefits to join organization and to join ETSI, of course.